Mirage is located in DeLand, Florida, where we've been building the high-quality harness and container system you've come to know for the past 18 years. Today, we're pleased to show you our newest available option called the Trap System. Many jumpers have an RSL on their container. The RSL is a lanyard that is attached to your main risers. When you cut away your main, the RSL lanyard pulls your reserve ripcord. The Trap System is a MARD. When the RSL pulls the reserve ripcord, a MARD uses the main parachute as the reserve pilot chute. Since a malfunctioned main is almost always larger than a reserve pilot chute, and since it's already inflated, it usually deploys the reserve significantly faster than a reserve pilot chute can. So what makes the Mirage MARD different? MARDs start out attached, usually to the reserve bridle. If the MARD is not needed, then they have a mechanical system for detaching themselves to allow a normal reserve deployment by the pilot chute. The Mirage Trap System is the first MARD to start out unattached. That's right, it's hands off your reserve deployment until it's activated. For example, if you don't have a main out to cut away, or if you have an AAD fire, your reserve pilot chute will never know the Trap System is there. This is a Mirage container without a trap installed. This is a normal Mirage reserve container. This is a Mirage container with the Trap System installed and the trap is set. As you can see, the Trap System did not interfere with the pilot chute launch because it was never engaged. Let's take a look at the Trap System. This is the trap door. It covers and protects the trap. And this is the Trap System. The trap is still set and ready for action, but because the RSL wasn't used, the trap never engaged. The reserve bridle was tucked into this elastic, but only when the RSL is pulled does the trap line cinch around the reserve bridle to deploy your reserve. Since the RSL was not used, when he pulled the reserve ripcord, the trap line did not cinch, and the reserve bridle never became attached to the main parachute. This elastic doesn't hold the reserve bridle any more than the reserve flaps do, so the reserve launch isn't hindered as you just saw. Had this been a cutaway, then the RSL lanyard attached to the main risers would have pulled the reserve ripcord. But with the Trap System installed, it will also pull the trap line, thereby activating the trap. Once the trap has the bridle, the cutaway main acts as the reserve pilot chute to deploy the reserve. Let's close this container and show you how this packs up.
Here, the trap line is attached to the RSL lanyard, then looped through itself to form a cinch point. The trap line is tacked into place using the safety tie thread. The first loop is tacked to become the cinch point, and the second loop is tacked to keep the trap line in place. Riggers note that you want to tack through the loop, but not pierce the line itself. You'll notice that we've pre-folded the bridle for you to show the correct location for placement into the trap. The reserve bridle goes over the trap door, both in and out of the trap. Tuck the reserve bridle into the elastic, up to, but not crossing the red line. You should be able to see the red line with the bridle in place. Close the trap door and finish closing the container normally.
Don't think it can be this clean and simple? Watch.